Hi, I'm Jacqueline, a therapist and the founder of Focus First Counseling and Education, Inc. I spend a lot of time working with people whose nervous systems get overwhelmed quickly, and I help them find their way back to themselves. And this is Lesson 10 of the Focus First Counseling and Education video series. Today, we're talking about something we all face, sometimes daily, sometimes in ways we don't want to talk about. What to do when our emotions move faster than our ability to respond. When you're overwhelmed, when your body is in survival mode and everything feels like too much, you don't need a lecture. You need a lifeline. You need real tools that actually work, not just in theory, but in your body. In the moment when you're spiraling, when your throat tightens, when you want to run, lash out, or shut down. This lesson is about those moments. It's about how to come back to yourself without shame or self-blame. It's about how to de-escalate what's happening inside of you or around you, and how to build resourcing tools so you don't have to start from empty every time life hits hard. I help people turn pain into purpose, not by pushing past pain, but by listening to it and learning how to move with it safely. If you've ever felt like you were too reactive, too sensitive, too much, or like you don't know how to come down once you were up, this space is for you. You are not broken. Your nervous system is doing what it was designed to do. We're here to help it remember that it's safe to come home again. This series is part of our healing outreach through Focus First Counseling and Education, Inc., a nonprofit organization based in Blythe, California, where community mental health meets clinical integrity and lived experience. We created this series because too often people in rural and underserved communities are told to just breathe without ever being taught how to work with what escalation actually feels like in the body. Through support from the WRAP Foundation, we're able to bring these teachings to you, free, locally, and with depth. This isn't just about calming down. It's about learning how to regulate, how to resource, and how to recover without abandoning yourself in the process. That's our mission, and we're honored you're here. Let's break this down. De-escalation is what we do when the threat feels immediate. When your hands are shaking, your thoughts are racing, and your brain has shifted into survival mode. Fight, flight, freeze, fawn. This isn't weakness. It's your body's survival intelligence kicking in. But what happens when that survival mode gets stuck in the on position? When every loud voice, every hard stare, every moment of uncertainty feels like a code red. That's where resourcing comes in. Resourcing means having access to safety, to tools, to relationships, to internal anchors and supports that help you stabilize and come back to yourself. We don't wait for the panic to start practicing. We build these tools now so they're available later. Today's lesson is both prevention and response, and both are within your reach. Before we move forward, let's take a moment to come back into the body. If it feels right, just begin by noticing where you are. Noticing the room around you, the space your body is in. Let your eyes land on something simple, something ordinary, something real. You might quietly name where you are, the room, the place, this moment, and then gently orient to time, noticing the year, noticing how old you are now, letting your body take in the difference between now and any earlier time that may have felt unsafe. And if it feels okay, you might ask yourself, what tells me I am safe in this moment? You are not looking for reassurance. You're just noticing what is true. Maybe it's where you're sitting. Maybe it's the quiet around you. Maybe it's the fact that nothing is being demanded of you right now. Just letting one small piece of evidence land. If your body still feels a little unsettled, we can add a bit more support. You might begin to notice where your body is making contact. Your feet on the floor, your legs supported beneath you, your back against something solid. And if it feels right, you can bring your hands up to your thighs or your upper arms and provide gentle, steady pressure. Not forcing anything, not holding tightly, just enough contact to feel where your body begins and ends. And if that doesn't feel supportive, you can let go. You get to choose what helps. From here, we'll begin to build a resource you can return to. If you'd like, try and imagine a place where your body feels even slightly more at ease. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be detailed. It can be real or an imaginary place or somewhere in between. Instead of focusing on the whole image, just begin to notice it through your senses. What the light feels like in that place, soft or bright. What you might hear. Maybe it's quiet. Maybe there's something steady sounding off in the distance. The temperature of the air. Is it cool, warm, or neutral? The way your body is supported there, where your weight rests. If it feels natural, you might notice the smells around you or an absence of smell. And then gently notice how your body responds. Not emotionally, but physically. Maybe there's a little more space somewhere or a little less tension. Even if it's subtle, you're not trying to make anything happen. You're noticing what your body does when it experiences even a small sense of ease. And from here, we can add one more layer of support. If you'd like, you might imagine a gentle sense of light or warmth moving through your body, maybe in a color you associate with calm or healing. It doesn't have to look a certain way. It doesn't have to move in a certain way. Just something steady. If it feels right, you might notice it beginning near the top of your head and slowly moving down through your face, through your shoulders, your chest, not changing anything, not fixing anything, just moving through you. If it pauses somewhere, that's okay. If it keeps moving, that's okay too. You're not doing it right or wrong. And as it moves, you might notice a sense of support, something steady, something available. There's no limit here. No need to measure it. No need to earn it. Just allowing your body to experience what support feels like in whatever way it shows up. If it feels grounding, you might imagine that movement continuing through your legs, through your feet, and into the ground beneath you. Or simply staying with whatever sensation is present right now. And as we begin to come back into the room around us, you are invited to gently focus on your environment. Back to your body, back to the room you're in, back to this moment. Noticing your surroundings again, noticing your body here. Nothing to change, nothing needs to be different. Just noticing yourself as you are right now. I once worked with a teenage boy, quiet, withdrawn, and pretty quick to anger. He didn't trust easily, and he had every reason not to. Every day he walked into school carrying what I helped him recognize as a loaded nervous system, ready to react, ready to defend, ready to survive. His teachers labeled him as defiant. His mother called him disrespectful. But what I saw was a nervous system that couldn't experience safety. We didn't start with discipline. We started with resourcing. At first, his anchor was a hoodie, something that made him feel comfortable. He'd pull it over his head, not to hide, but to regulate. Later, he added a small rock in his pocket, something steady that he could feel when everything else wasn't. Eventually, he didn't need to leave class anymore when he felt triggered. Not because the world changed around him, but because he had access to himself. That's the power of resourcing. It doesn't erase your triggers. It gives you traction, and it allows you to generate your own movement. Let's take a moment to reflect. What helps me feel safe, even a little, when I feel out of control? You might also explore, where do I feel escalation in my body? What has helped me return to myself before? What does safety actually feel like to me? There is no right way to answer. Just be honest with yourself. This week, your invitation is simple. Build your personal resourcing menu. Choose 3 things that help you to feel grounded, feel soothed, and feel safe enough to return to yourself. Keep them visible. Practice one on purpose before you actually need it. That's how access gets built. If this brought something up for you, a memory, a feeling, a realization, you're not alone and you're not overreacting. You're becoming aware. If you'd like to share, reflect, or get support building your tools, you're welcome to reach out. In our next lesson, Stress Busters and Stress Management, we'll take this work into real life. How to regulate in public, how to prevent escalation, and how to build daily nervous system care. Thank you for showing up today for yourself, your body, and your wellness. This work is brought to you by Focus First Counseling and Education, Inc. with support from the RAP Foundation. To learn more, visit ffcei.org. Until next time, stay resourced and stay connected to yourself.